clay is like the mind. Human clay, if you will. It can be molded, melded, put into any shape or form. It's strange to say I remember being a boy and watching kids' shows because it was like yesterday. Maybe it very well was yesterday. Are we small examples of a larger idea? Never mind. Listen, I know what you're thinking already. I still remember sitting on my grandmom's couch and watching Gumby. It was a show, as there were many, and this is just a piece of something larger. After my father died, I went through some old boxes of pornographic magazines featuring mature women with sagging tits, and I found a strange VHS tape that I'd remembered seeing. Where had I seen it? It was just a still shot of a green Gumby head. No back panel on the other side of the VHS, outside of the yellow background. The tape itself had the words, 6 months later, typed in a heavy font. I immediately dusted off the VHS player and put the tape on. Strange, sitar-sounding music played before the intro went ahead and on. It was an awkward episode. It was titled The Small Planet. Now, if you've never seen Gumby, he's a green piece of clay. His friend is an orange clay horse. Yeah, whatever. After the intro song played, ending with, "If you have a heart, then Gumby's a part of you." As if that wasn't creepy enough. A shot of Gumby immediately traveling into space was shown. The stop-motion claymation was once a classic artifact of my childhood. But here's something. Somewhere. Well, everything was sicker. "We can't survive in space, Gumby." Pokey's voice was different. It made sense because my voice was different than when I was a kid last watched this program. They were on a spaceship, immediately leaving home. "We're going to find a new planet where no one can tell us what to do," Gumby said. Indeed, they were running away from home on some Martian saucer. Gumby's eyes looked a little more round than usual. His body a mere fragmented piece of clay that was turning more rigidly. "But space is endless, Gumby," Pokey the horse said. "If we were to travel a single light year and do the same to come home, all of our friends and family would be dead by the time we returned. We have to go back, Gumby." "No," Gumby said, steering the ship violently. They were supposed to land on Mars, it seemed, but the ship broke through it, sending a boy on a train flying off into the infinite cosmos. "We're not going home," Gumby said. "But we can't survive without oxygen." "We're clay," Gumby said. "Clay doesn't breathe." The ship continued off into the far reaches of space. The scene went on for 5 minutes with no music or talking. Gumby diligently steered the ship as it went faster and faster, hurtling through space before the engine gave out. Then it drifted like a tin can across a starless sky that seemed to go on forever. Some time had passed. Gumby began to miss his mother and father. He remembered a vague figment of Pokey and him on a swing set around a barn in their sunny earth home. "I want to go home, Gumby," Pokey said. "We can't," Gumby said. "We're clay scientists of the mind, and we must press forward Because remember, there is no past or present, only cells decay, and we have no cells or flesh. Pokey the horse stopped, taking off his space helmet after 15 minutes. You're aging, Gumby. The camera zoomed softly into his face while stubble was beginning to collect. What is that? Gumby said. His body started to undulate, and he reached down to his stomach. I'm naked. I was always naked. And I feel cold. You're alive. My God! You're alive, Gumby! You have veins, capillaries, blood vessels, and your eyes are... Gumby started to cry. I'm blind, he said. I was always blind, but now I know I'm blind. Someone help me. He cried. He fumbled in the background, picking up an old rotary dial telephone. He called 911. The camera zoomed. It's not plugged in, Gumby. There's a cord that leads to other phones across power lines. No cord. No reception. I now noticed a lot of things that would normally be in living rooms, like lamps and furniture, were in the central cockpit of the ship, which seemed much narrower and cluttered now. Gumby just stumbled around blind before Pokey tried to hold him up. Let's go home, Pokey. I had enough. Let's go home. After about 30 seconds of dead air, you see Gumby attached to an iron lung. There was a long cylinder where only Gumby's head was capable of poking out. I couldn't salvage your head, but see, there's two of us. Isn't that nice? And Gumby sighed rather loudly. I feel less alone, yes, but I know what happened to you. The screen sort of faded to show that Pokey was a mop and bucket with some orange sheets on top. Gumby sighed. There was a single point of sound that chimed like someone had turned a radio on. How can someone surrounded by billions of people and animals feel so alone? A shot of the ship exterior was shown now. It was banged up terribly. At first it looked like the designers had suspended it with a string, but now it seemed to be floating in space. It looked like aluminum rather than clay, and Gumby's lonesome head peered through the porthole window from a distance. I felt as though I was drugged, or I just woke from some bad dream to enter a worse reality. Gumby pried the iron lung open from the inside. He had physical organs that looked like fish guts, some weird pink drink slurried together with rotten-up soggy newspaper. He clothed himself with the orange rag and peered out the window. A weird narration started as an odd black orb was shown. They call this star the Dead Star. Outside of Earth, it's the only star in the known universe. Initially, we left home under a noble premise, to secure food and resources for the clay population. But now it's clear that whoever designed this place has no desire to give us enough oxygen to last the return trip. but there would be no return trip, as those we know and love are already dead. I understand now what the figure is. It's not exclusive to this or us. Through thick and thin, our species has strove on valiantly, battling poverty, war, hardship, disease. But now it's clear as day that all was vanity. It's as much here as I was 20 years ago. But I see. No. I can't see at all. His eyes had turned completely white and glossy like a cauterized wound. My name is Gumby. I'm 14 years old. I like sodas and ice cream and baseball. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. Astronaut. He was holding the rotary dial phone. The VHS continued to play. Somehow, it's no longer stopped moving. The stars began to arrange with points of light like a mass of threads. A bright light appeared, hitting the sun in full force. It cast over the side of Mars, the dusted planet. A massive, planet-sized crab rested on the dark side, not moving, but looking on, clipping its claws. Its eyes began to glow as the crumbled tin can drifted across the sky.